Thank you, Louis, for help us to understand about the buyer journey decision. I think that's important because as a business or consultant myself, to clearly identify decision, and that clearly articulate for me that even from a marketing strategy standpoint, that will help me to bring on the strategies that could specifically target on this three group for it depends on their decision, how they make the buying decision or investment decision. Thank you, Louis, for sharing this with me.
Louis, I enjoyed your discussion today, and what I learned specifically for me is that mindset is a big thing. Once we set our mindset to what we want to achieve, that helps us hit that target where we want to go. And obviously, I'm a business owner, and so we want to increase our sales. And what really resonated with me today was going to buy, when you discussed going through the buyer's journey, because not every buyer is I need to get that done today. Some are, some are not. So like the buyer's journey really hit home with me and our business. And I like the way that you took us from point A all the way through that process, and meaning that multiple buyers, there's different segments of those buyers, and that'll help us to achieve those different concepts with each one of those. So thank you for what you've helped our business achieve in those goals today. Thank you.
Thank you, Louis, for sharing part of your 5 steps blueprint with us today. What really resonated with me was your why. Why do people buy, and why don't they buy? So that's something I never really considered. What is the why? How do I define the why of why people might not want to do business with me? So that was very, very profound, and just clearly defining the why of why they would want to do business with me will be very helpful. So thank you for sharing that and driving that point home. I have some work to do with defining my why, so thank you.
Thank you, Louis, for sharing your instant business success 3 steps to successful marketing.
Thank you, Mr. Louis. Your 3 steps are very clear. The first step is very understanding. You put the time to understand the customer. It's the mindset. It's really, you give something from yourself. And your second step is mission, very important, because you do care about what the customer think. How do they want to buy? Do they want or do they want not? And so you understand the whole process. And the last step is the move. You bring the solutions. So these 3 steps for me is clear. So I learned a lot from you. It's clear, it's simple, but it gives out that the care from you, the understanding from the care for the customers, and you coming with a solution from all your heart. Thank you.
I really appreciate your presentation and how you broke out a couple of key concepts for me. The first one was how you broke up the concept of the getting into the mind of the prospect or the customer, particularly that you mentioned that the customer has a problem, which is what you commonly hear, but you also mentioned that as a separate concept, that they have an intended result. And that really opened it up for me, and that in a way that kind of gives us 2 shots instead of just one, to really fully understand what the customer needs, and allows us to position our offering a lot better. So I really appreciate that.
This only not teaching the business why, it's also teaching the conversation, that in any conversation we need to listen to the customer, not just thinking about what they need to buy, just have to listen to what they need. And another point I want to emphasize that where you said, who should they buy it from? It makes me think that why should I make them buy from me? Like what quality that I have to have them to make them that it's best to buy from me instead of buying from other people. So that's a very important takeaway that I got from you,
Louis. And also, I appreciate in the buyer's journey that you really highlighted that perhaps less than 1% of all buyers are trying to make a decision on who to buy it from. And then you've got another 99% of the marketplace that is wrestling with those bigger questions of whether or not to buy. And that really helps inform my process of trying to pitch my offer. So thank you very much, Louis.
I think you made it very clear that there were 3 steps that are important to engage your market. First step is to reach out to the community and engage with people and get into their mindset, understand their needs, and then to discover what their problem is and provide solutions for those problems, and then to educate people. It's always important to educate people on how to solve problems. So I think you did a great job with that.
Thank you, Louis, for sharing your mindset, mission, and moves strategy for business development. I found that each step was very powerful, and it made me want to learn the other 2 steps of your 5-step program. And I look forward to future teachings from you and being part of your group. Thank you.
Louis, thank you so much for your key point to success business.